I stop dying.
Well, knock it off, you dirty hobo.
Hello and welcome to ZMass Productions Nerd News, episode 19. I'm Luke, and to my right is Jeremy.
Yep.
But it'll be to the left on the screen.
Or
Anyway.
will it?
True, I could flip it.
Yeah.
Change things up a bit. But anyway. Video game news. First up, we have Konami is in denial.
Apparently.
Yep.
They're denying that Kojima has left them.
Even though he did in October 9th.
That is one of the stages of grief. So
Yep,
I suppose
true.
it's not a big surprise.
So yeah, it's just weird because Konami and their weird things.
Well,
But so yeah, so that happened. Apparently.
yep.
Then also, in Capcom news, the Nerdist got a good preview of Street Fighter V, Umbrella Corps, and Resident Evil 0, which is just an HD remake, while they were at New York Comic Con.
Yep. And while Street Fighter V might not be reinventing the wheel, which is good because Street Fighter 4 was good.
Yep.
It's got some new features, some new characters to add to the game.
And they're rebalancing some of their old characters, so if you have a specific favorite character, you're going to have new stuff to learn with them, too.
Which is much needed for the game. If you keep churning out the same game, it turns into Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. The PS2 editions.
Yep.
Then also, Umbrella Corps has some more information on it. Apparently it'll be a 3v3 multiplayer experience. Some of the some different game modes for you to go into. I actually started to read about Street Fighter 4 there for a second there.
Way to suck.
In the game, you'll have up to 2 weapons with your character, including a grenade type and a melee attack on top of it.
So it's, normal stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be normal with
shooter
some basic
crap.
4 different attack styles you can go with. Then also, each match is going to include NPC zombies to add extra danger to the game mode, which you can kill for extra points in the match.
Yeah, kind of like Titanfall.
Yep,
Except
or
they're zombies.
Yep. Or you can use them to set up your opponents, but you can't really rely on it because they're zombies, so they're going to do what they want.
Yeah.
And then the coolest feature is that when you die, it's permadeath for that match, but you get an overhead view of what's going on in the map, so you can talk to your teammates and warn them about what's happening, which is pretty nice. And then finally, like we said, Resident Evil is just a HD remake.
Yep.
You're getting a few new features with it, and
a new game mode where you get to play as Wesker.
which is pretty beast.
If you say so.
Well, Wesker's pretty beast, so
If you say so.
it depends on which version of Wesker you're
Neo
getting now.
wannabe.
It might be before he's infected with shit, so he's probably going to be weak Wesker. Maybe. I don't know. But also,
Star Wars Battlefront
yep,
has released info on 3 new hero characters.
indeed it has.
Yep. Princess Leia is going to be the Rebel support. And Han Solo is going to be a lone wolf douchey
Slinger.
guy. And Emperor Palpatine.
Going to be a support for the
Yep.
Imperials.
Good old Palpy.
Yep. So, moving on to more Star Wars video game news.
Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Yep.
Still getting updates. They just released a new update for the game
Yep.
over the week.
Yep, they have 9 universal changes to the game, at least 1 Mac specific, 4 Windows specific ones, and a Linux specific update.
Ooh, Linux.
We'll have the full list for you below in the link if you want to check out what they got updated.
Yep.
Also, Halo 5.
Don't care.
Yep. 343 Industries franchise director Frank O'Connor basically stated that there's a good chance it could be coming to the PC because they used an Intel system and other
They
stuff.
probably always
and
do.
Make it, yep.
A lot
make
of
it
these
easier.
companies say that, and then...
And this will be, I believe, if it does come to PC, it'd be the second Halo game ever to come to PC. Because I think the first one had a PC
The
port.
first one did.
Yep. The second one, I don't remember if it did, because I don't think it did.
I don't think any of the other
And
ones
then
did.
3 had a fan-made one, I think.
Which doesn't count.
Yeah. So that's really all you had otherwise. So yeah, this will be the
Unless
second
you
official
count
one.
that strategy game that was
Oh,
awful.
true. Yeah.
And didn't they make another one of those, or are they going to?
I'm not sure. I heard news that they're making another one, but I've
Yeah,
never
let
seen
us know
anything
if
on
you
it.
know and care.
Mm-hmm.
But you probably don't, because no
Yeah.
one does. That game was terrible.
Then also, in fucking finally news,
Blizzard Entertainment is going to add voice chat to Battle.net.
mm-hmm.
10 years
Yep.
after everybody else.
Yep. Well, their other games have had voice chat options in the game, but they've always sucked. I've used it before in WoW and in StarCraft. Never, like, just don't. Anyway, they're going to be adding it to the beta launch of Overwatch to test it out there.
Which absolutely needs voice chat.
Exactly.
It's the fastest paced game they've made
Mhm.
that I'm aware of.
Yep, and it's
Except for Lost Vikings.
Yep, and they've also had preview, I believe, beta previews all over the internet that you can find different people playing it. That Blizzard brought people there to play it, and it's looking pretty good. Almost everybody said they've had fun with it. It's a very fast-paced shooter.
I'm sure it is a fun game.
It's got and obviously it has your basic shooter elements with your basic, and then they've got their different units.
MOBA kind of.
Yeah, but it's not really a MOBA feel. It doesn't make you feel like you're playing a MOBA. It makes you feel like you're playing a straight shooter.
A shooter that's a MOBA.
Not entirely. The tank, you would think a tank can't do much damage, but apparently the tank packs a huge punch.
Well, in a shooter they have to.
So it's not like you're going to feel gimped for playing a specific play style. Apparently, from what I've heard. And it's like, yeah, it's fast paced. It's how it should be.
We shall see.
Yep. Also, Vermintide released a 8-minute overview trailer. And it's Fat Shark's first-person co-op that takes place in the Warhammer universe.
Yep.
And you fight rat people.
They're Skaven.
Whatever they're called.
They are called Skaven. And it looks like a lot of fun. I've kind of been checking this game out. I might end up getting it.
I've been seeing like news on it, but we haven't covered it yet really, so I never really looked into it because there was never anything substantial yet.
Yeah, so it looks interesting. Mm-hmm. I won't say good because I don't know enough about it, but it looks interesting.
It does. And
continuing with the Warhammer theme,
I put it last on purpose because I figured Jimmy would want to talk about it more.
Well, yeah. Total War Warhammer finally got a release date of April 28th of next year, which is about what I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
I figured it'd either be late summer or spring, because they've been working on it for a couple years already. And also, no surprise to me, but apparently a surprise to everybody else, they're doing a pre-order bonus of a race, which they've done since Shogun 2. But, I mean, it's kind of annoying because the whole reason there were 4 races in the game, and that's it, was because it was so hard to make these races.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden they've got a 5th race. Oh, but it's only for pre-order bonus people, or you can buy it day 1.
Yeah.
Which means they had plenty of time to make it and put it in the game. But they didn't because it's chaos and they know it's integral, so people will pay for it.
Yeah.
Or they'll pre-order the game, which means they don't have to finish it.
Yeah.
But, like I said, not a surprise.
Yeah.
And it's a full race, so there's new lords, new units, campaign mode, mounts, blah, blah,
basically,
blah,
they're a full
blah,
campaign
blah.
for Chaos.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So look forward to getting that.
I mean, I'm not particularly upset, because I'm going to get the game anyway.
Yeah.
So now I'll just pre-order it. I know, you can't stop them if you pre-order. Fuck you. But I've never had the same issues that a lot of people have with like Rome and Empire. They worked fine for me, so I don't have that negative connotation.
Which for me, like, I think the only bugs I really had was, we talked about this before the show, is with Total War, I had a glitch where the units would just stop fighting completely, but it was the enemy units, so I didn't care. Then the other glitch I had was when they had the weird capture points.
In like ambushes and shit?
Like, as soon as the enemy got to the capture point, there was no timer for it. They just instantly capped it. Even if I was on the capture point. It was just, boom, took it.
That sucks.
So I couldn't do anything that required a capture point. But then that got patched, and I haven't had an issue with that. So.
But yeah, and then every time they screw up a game like Empire Rome, I never like the one that comes after it.
Mm-hmm.
Because both times it's been a named one. First
Yeah.
time it was Napoleon. Didn't like Napoleon. Thought it was boring. Thought
Mm-hmm.
it was too small scale. I mean, that's my opinion. And then with Rome, the next one was Attila.
Mm-hmm.
That one's meh. It's gray and all the factions are the same color and it's meh. Every faction fights exactly the same and it's boring. Except unless you're the Huns or the Sassanids. But anyway, I think that's about it. Anything jumping out at you other than Total Warhammer?
Not really. That's about it, yeah.
Everything else is just kind of like, oh, okay, this happened.
It's all nice, little neat stuff.
Yeah. So in movie news this week, Ben Affleck was talking.
Yep. In an interview with Total Film Magazine, Ben Affleck dropped that, basically he said, one of the interesting things about Batman is he functions in some ways as an antagonist. He then went on to say, he's found himself in a place of harboring a tremendous amount of rage for Superman. So it's how he got there and what that's done to him and what it's done to the people around him.
It gave them herpes.
Maybe.
Superman gave him herpes.
And blew up a building.
That was riddled with herpes.
Yep. So moving on to Spider-Man news.
Speaking of herpes,
Tom Holland chatted a bit about being Spider-Man, and apparently he face-planted on the set of Civil War. He stated, I basically fell over and bashed my face in front of about 200 crew members. So, not my most heroic moment. I was getting into position, everything went wrong. And they took the take anyway.
good. I hope it makes it in the movie.
Then he went on to talk more about the portrayal of the character, and basically he stated that it's impossible not to take inspiration from the other actors who played Spider-Man. They were great and real and rich performances. There were obviously factors that he loved and would like to recreate, but he thinks it's the most important thing to make the most of the moment and to obviously make it the same character while trying to make it different still. Because you want to not just copy everything from prior movies.
Yep.
So yeah, that happened for Spider-Man news. So at least he's got the right.
We'll see.
We're going into it.
Next up, Kingsman 2 gets a release date of June 16th, 2017.
Yep.
And also, Matthew Vaughn, director and co-writer of the last film, is back writing this one.
So far, just writing. We don't know if he's doing anything else yet,
yeah.
which he might. But that's a big deal because Matthew Vaughn is one of those directors where he'll start something that ends up having sequels, but he won't come back for the sequels. So saying he's coming back at least to write, that's a big deal because he normally does a great job with his starter ones. So that's something to get excited about, I guess, a little. And then also, they're apparently doing a fifth Underworld movie.
For some reason.
Screen Gems and Lakeshore Entertainment announced that their filming has commenced for a fifth Underworld film. Theo James is returning as Celine's ally, David.
Hated that character.
From the last movie, which I don't remember anything from the last movie other than random little kid. And then Kate Beckinsale is back, obviously, as Celine. Apparently, they're going to be taking on a new Lycan leader and a very ambitious vampire.
Because we can't have new ideas. It's the fifth in the franchise. Got to keep it the same or those young kids won't watch. Even though those young kids that they're aiming for probably never saw the first one. It's got to be like 10 years old now.
Yeah, I think the first one was like back in 2005 or 6.
That would make it about 10 years old now. Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Also moving on, for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Peyton Reed is back to direct. That's it.
Okay. Also, more importantly, the new Star Wars trailer's released. I'm sure you know, and it broke Fandango and other websites too. Which is not a surprise to me either, because obviously it's going to. It's Star Wars. And yeah, they they broke all the records for pre-orders.
They did. And the prior current record holder was the Hunger Games, and apparently they crushed it. Like, got double to triple the amount.
Yeah, Hunger Games is lame. Actually, I don't know. I only ever watched the first one, and I thought that was fine.
I just didn't like the third act in the first one, and then the second one, I didn't like the first act, but I liked everything else.
Never saw the second one.
And then the third one, I watched 20 minutes and gave up because I just didn't care anymore. So yeah, be mad at me, people. That's fine. Also, Power Rangers news.
Woo!
It now has 4 of the primary 5 Power Rangers casted. This past week, multiple days, casting news has been coming out. We have Darce Montgomery playing Jason.
Is it Dart? Yeah, it would be Darce, not Darcy.
And he's playing Jason. And apparently, they also had a blurb of Jason as a character in the movie. He's a hometown sports hero who gets into a near-life-ending car crash. Apparently.
So this is a reboot. Like they're not taking anything from the old.
And
show.
then they.
Well, obviously.
Yep. And they cast Ludi Lin as the new Black Ranger.
Asian is the Black Ranger.
Yep.
Breaking paradigms here.
And R.J. Seiler has been cast as the Blue Ranger.
And he's black.
Yep. And that's what makes me giddy about it, because when they cast the Asian Ranger for black, I kind of just giggled. I'm like, so I wonder if the Blue Ranger is going to be a nerdy black dude. And
He's at least a black dude. I don't know if he's nerdy.
So if that's the case, that makes me happy, because I'm like, yes, predicted it.
Well, it was just so funny that in the original one, it was super racist.
Yep.
Because they had the Black Ranger be black.
And then you got the Pink Ranger.
The Pink Ranger's the girly girl.
Yep.
The Yellow Ranger is Asian. I mean, come on.
Yeah. But so yeah.
It was, then again, it was like 1995. Yeah. So.
And basically they'll be joining Naomi Scott, who we previously stated is the Pink Ranger from last week, I believe. So yeah. There we go. We've got 4 of our 5 Rangers. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Yellow Ranger casting news comes out sometime later tonight or Saturday.
It's got to be a girl.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to. It should be.
Although they should have made like the Red Ranger a girl, I think.
Yeah, that would have been more interesting.
Yeah, because then change it up a little more.
But
have a female lead.
They are doing a reboot for it, but they're also I feel like they are keeping in the characters a bit, because Jason is playing a jock. In the first one, he kind of was the jock archetype. Oh, yeah. So, look forward to that.
The Green Ranger's the only one that matters, so.
Yeah.
Fuck their ass.
If they're going to have one.
Yeah, well.
Which they should, because he makes a great movie
He should be the bad guy.
Yeah, he'd make a great antagonist.
Because he started out as a bad guy.
Yeah, and like if you take it, the original Power Rangers from Japan, the Green Ranger actually has like the most tragic story ever, where he commits suicide. Or seppuku. There we go. Yeah, which doesn't happen in the American one, because that was considered too harsh for the American audience. So they could do something like that and just blow people's minds.
I would have been annoyed, because he was the only one I really liked.
Yeah. But yeah, so something like that could happen in the movie. Who knows? Because it is going to be PG-13.
Oh boy!
So they could go that far.
Yeah, they could, but they won't.
Anything else jump out at you from movie news?
No, just Power Rangers.
Yeah, that was
Power
basically
Rangers
for me
awesome.
too.
And if you don't like it, then you're not awesome.
Tough shit.
I'm gonna make you watch it.
At least the first season.
I was talking about the movie.
Oh.
I'm gonna make them watch
the new movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the old movies, all of them. Even that terrible Turbo one. Especially that terrible Turbo one.
Oh, Turbo. And TV news. We have one thing. Jessica Jones trailer. Full trailer, finally. It was awesome. I'm excited. That's about it. But yeah, it was good. Check it out. Link below. Let us know what you think. And now we're at the end of the show. For miscellaneous news.
Miscellaneous news.
So what happened this week?
They had a Science versus Cinema made a Star Wars Force Awakens trailers supercut.
Yep. Containing all the trailers so far. Into one long trailer.
And then they realized there's no science in Star Wars.
It's about a 3-minute and 40-second long trailer. Also, Batman v Superman got a 1949 remix that
And
takes footage from a bunch of things.
And it looked exactly the same because those movies have no color.
Pretty much. Also, in the mood of Halloween, the Nerdist posted a SoundCloud link of Christopher Walken reading Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven.
Oh, jeez, that's got to be hilarious.
I'm probably going to listen to it at some point.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to. Let us know what you think about it also.
And
Finally,
lastly...
Yep, comic book news, as we like to put in the miscellaneous.
Yep, Marvel is going to launch a new Punisher series.
Yep. So we've got the news below to let you know about what's going on with that.
He's going to punish things.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers.
All
Or
the
maybe
spoilers.
he's going to be the one being punished with whips and latex. It's
That'd
going to
be
be
an
in one of
interesting
those
new arc.
in one of those plastic sheets that you can't open until after you buy it. Gonna have super sexy covers on it.
50 Shades of Castle.
Yep.
So that's the end of the episode. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Click things
Click all of our things.
and like us. Okay, bye.
Can't see it, but I'm rubbing my crotch.
Okay, bye.